Hello, beautiful homemakers. We're continuing Chapter 8 of Pamphlet 4 of the original 1922 Fascinating Womanhood pamphlets. We are finishing up the 14 devices of Fascinating Womanhood from the last chapter. So if you didn't listen to the last video, which is fairly long, you won't know what we're talking about, but just have to go on and you can listen to the playlist if you're interested. The foregoing, everything mentioned in the last video, are only a few of the hundreds of skilled workmanship by which femininity is emphasized and the tenderness of woman contrasted with the strength of men. We give them only as examples, and there were 14 of them. You cannot possibly understand them and appreciate them at their full value until you have seen them in use by some bewitching bundle of femininity. Old movies excel at these examples. You will see them in new movies, but no, I just don't think it's done as well. Mainly in movies today, women do everything wrong, like going chasing after the men. When looking for these stratagems in the actions of your models of femininity, especially in the one you have decided to call Angela Human, you will no doubt observe many others just as effective, if not more so. Note them down and practice them, now that we have given you an idea of what to look for. You will find yourself able to discover a great deal about femininity without our help. The next long sentence is in all caps. The maintenance of the attitude of mind suggested in these exercises, the consciousness of the man's superior strength and courage, and the practicing of the various devices for showing your attitude of mind in your actions will, if persisted in, make you feminine in manner. So be aware of them, and then be aware of it in yourself. You will find it astonishing what a feminine attitude of mind and a feminine manner will do toward making you more attractive. Now remember, wearing dresses and heels, even kitten heels, helps you maintain this frame of mind. They will even seem to make a difference in your appearance, for beauty is as much a matter of manner and mental attitude as it is of feature and form. That is very true. Of course, it starts with attitude. I wanted to say, doesn't matter what you wear, you can have that feminine attitude, and I immediately think of when Lucy and Ethel visited Paris, and their husbands tricked them into wearing what they thought was the latest fashion, but it was sackcloth and a horse feed bag on their head. And yet there they were, strutting along, feeling elegant and beautiful and feminine. And what did it do? It started a trend. There are thousands of women, for example, who are beautiful, if you will stop to examine their faces and features, who have good complexions and regular lines, but who, because of the woodenness or the masculinity of their manner, never impress men as being especially attractive. On the other hand, there are thousands who are rather plain, if you will observe closely their irregular features and faulty build, but who nevertheless succeed in giving a general impression of beauty, or at least of prettiness. Now remember, you will never be attractive to all men, but then you don't need all men to be attracted to you. You only need one good one. The most attractive women you know, your models of femininity, will usually be of the second type. Pretty, but not model gorgeous, nor model thin. When a girl appears innocent, pure, and tenderly soft, or archly mischievous, daintily fun-loving, and altogether cuddlesome and lovable. Who stops to inquire whether she has beauty in the cold and classical sense? No one. And by the way, that last sentence was in all caps. Regardless of feature or form, to most men she will seem a paragon of delicious femininity. And that is so true. Now that you know what to look for, you will notice very feminine women around you and unfeminine women. And you'll begin to realize that the more feminine you are, how you dress, your actions, your mannerisms, how you speak, the better men will treat you. And let me assure you, it can be learned. Now, married ladies, if your husband is cantankerous and not getting along with you, if he's on your very last nerve, ask yourself, are you a paragon of delicious femininity? Do you play the innocent with him? Do you look up at him with big eyes when he's angry and say, "How can you talk to little old me that way?" Or do you just yell right back at him? Do you present yourself as pure? Or do you dress like a little, or just as badly, a matron? Are you tenderly soft? Or are you bitter and angry? Do your clothes attract or repel him? Are you archly mischievous, wagging your finger at his bad jokes? Or playing hide and seek with him? A note on the floor when he walks in the door that says, "Come find me," and to be found wearing a teddy will delight him. Are you daintily fun-loving? Or do you make fun of him? Because he doesn't appreciate that, just like you don't. It hurts most when it's from your spouse, even if it's true. Are you altogether cuddlesome and lovable? Or do you keep him at an arm's length with sighs and barbs and not right nows? Do you say he never comes up to hug you or compliment you or show you any love? He's probably mirroring you, even if you don't think it's true. It's true in his mind, because it all starts with you. It starts with your thank yous. It starts with your manners. It starts with being quiet and not criticizing him. It starts with letting him make decisions with very minimal input from you. It starts with you recognizing when he needs a hug or more. It starts with you treating him how you want him to treat you. It starts with being soft, tender, and cuddlesome. Be sure you're allowing him to make mistakes without calling him out about how you would have done it differently. A paragon of delicious femininity. Paragon means a perfect example. It starts with your attitude, and it moves into having a worthy character. And then it ends with presentation. We will be talking more about that later. Now let's finish up this chapter. Not the entire chapter, just the 14 examples of fascinating womanhood. Even when the women are so homely that the fact cannot be overlooked, the men are often attracted notwithstanding. While they may not consider such a woman beautiful, they do consider her pert, saucy, cute, charming, dainty, lovable, and everything else that is highly fascinating. Very often such a woman has the most enchanting personality of all, and succeeds in captivating the more sensible men, the more vivid and virile characters, for whom beauty without personality has no attraction. And frequently such a woman can make a merely beautiful woman seem insignificant beside her. You must not, therefore, let the absence of beauty, as popularly understood, discourage you, nor must you let the possession of beauty, if you have it, lull you into a false security. The presence or the absence of beauty is of minor consequence to the clever little minxes who succeed best in charming men. A paragon of delicious femininity, innocent, pure, tenderly soft, archly mischievous, dainty, fun-loving, and altogether cuddlesome and lovable. Write that down. Post it where only your eyes can see it, in your closet or in a drawer or somewhere in your phone, somewhere where you'll see that every day. The next section is called Girls Who Lack Femininity. A feminine manner will not only make you seem more beautiful in men's eyes, but it will also make your apparel seem more attractive. You have seen girls, haven't you, who have the most ravishing dresses, the daintiest gowns, but who wear them somehow as if they were on the wrong person. They do not carry themselves generally in a way to harmonize with their clothes. They are professors in georgette, or bears in chiffon, or wooden posts in organdy. If you do not have the manner of a dainty and cuddlesome little bundle of femininity, dainty and cuddlesome dresses will seem inappropriate on you. This next sentence is in caps. In fact, neither clothes nor beauty will make you appear the divine adorable you want to appear unless you act the part. And if you act the part and do it well, you can achieve attractiveness with the most ordinary clothing and with no beauty at all. Your face, your apparel, your physical appearance generally will, of course, help when they harmonize with your acting. But in the final analysis, it is upon your acting that you must mainly rely. Remember, you need to be wearing your best colors for your skin tone. That is so important. Even today, there's one top that I really like. It has scalloped neckline. And I looked at myself again in the mirror today and thought, ugh, I look so washed out wearing this. So what I'm going to do is dye it black, because black is a good color on me. You need to go through your clothes and donate the ones that are masculine. And if you're married, have your husband go through the clothes you're keeping and see if there's any in there that he particularly dislikes. Now, if your tummy is larger than you'd like it to be, learn how to dress stylishly to hide it. And that doesn't mean wearing all black all the time. You can even buy a special bra to give your girls a boost, because that will instantly make you appear slimmer. Another benefit of going through your clothes and actually doing this is, at least in my case, once I started with the clothes, I was then able to commit and stick to doing intermittent fasting after I began dressing more femininely and tailoring my older clothes in order to help define my waist. So if your hips are too large in your eyes, chances are your man is fine with it. Dress yourself really well and stop focusing on your perceived imperfections. Be the woman you want to be despite your perceived imperfections. And as I've covered so many times, but I'm going to say it again, men typically love women in high heels. Not all men, but many. And so if you think those days are over, buy yourself 4-inch comfy heels and practice at home. Don't wear them outside the house. Instead, wear your kitten heels, 2 to 2.5 inches, when you go out. You can save the 4-inch heels for when you play hide and seek with him. Wearing the higher heel at home and practicing in it will help train your feet to easily accept wearing kitten heels outside. And you'll find that whenever you wear heels, you will put a natural wiggle into your walk, with the added bonus of strengthening your stomach muscles and perfecting good posture, which will also help you look slimmer. So in the meantime, if you have not yet watched The Enchanted Cottage, watch it and pay particular attention to how her manner changes when she believes she is indeed beautiful, and watch for his change in manner as she begins to become beautiful to him. I'm going to end here because the next section, How to Get Out of the Rut, is fairly long, and I want to keep it all in one video. Now, if you're feeling anxious about acting the part, and you think you're too shy and can never do it, I was very shy most of my life, especially in high school, and I went off to college shy, and one day it occurred to me that to be welcoming, all I had to do was act like 2 women at my church and my own mother. All 3 women were very welcoming, cheerful, feminine, and I decided to just do what I had seen them do. Now, if I had still been on my own turf, I probably wouldn't have had the confidence to step out, but no one knew me. No one knew how I acted. No one knew I was shy. So I just acted the part of the person I wanted to be in my mind, and it worked. The same is true of another organization I now belong to. I was very careful that first day I went to act the part of the person I wanted them to see me as. And that worked too. I immediately made lots of friends that day, the very first day, because I found people to emulate. And then I acted the part. I just watched them and then incorporated what they did into my own life. One little story about that is I was watching one of these women, and she was being so gracious to a woman and saying, "How is your cat?" And the woman went on and on and on about how the cat had been taken to the vet and ended up in the hospital and, was on dialysis or whatever. I was sitting behind and I thought, oh my gosh, that is the most boring story. And yet this woman is acting like it's very interesting and just comforting her. And I think most people would have walked away or trailed off or tried to get out of spending time with this woman who was lonely and hurting. But she just stuck by her. And after seeing compassion in action, it made me want to be a woman who is more compassionate and more encouraging. One style class I took recently had us define our signature style statement. And it's basically 2 adjectives and 1 noun to describe yourself. So 3 words that describes your essence. And then they gave you a list of adjectives to choose from. This was from Style by Color with Sherry. And I really spent some time thinking about this, and I came up with, I am an alluring and elegant encourager. That truly is my essence. Usually we think of alluring as being kind of a negative word, like sexual word. But when I looked it up in the dictionary, to allure means to be drawn by something that appears desirable. To draw or attract by the prospect of some future good. To entice. And we always think of enticing as being that negative, enticing to do bad things like Eve and the apple. But for me, I want to be an alluring Christian. I want to attract people by the peace, life satisfaction, and biblical values I have because I'm a Christ follower. I want them to want what I have because God's ways are best for us. And I want to be a good role model. I also want to captivate and charm my own husband. The word that is used in old books, including these pamphlets, is enchanting. So alluring, enchanting. Then I chose the adjective elegant because I like to dress polished and classic. I want my manner to be graceful, and I want my manners to be refined. I want to be gentle and joyful. And I chose the word encourager because I want to be a lovely mentor and a welcomer. I want to make people around me feel welcome and encouraged. An encourager inspires others with courage, spirit, and hope. An encourager cheers, heartens, and comforts. And that goes along with 2 verses in the Bible. 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, "So encourage each other and build each other up, just as you are already doing." And Romans 1 verse 12 says, "When we get together, I want to encourage you in your faith, but I also want to be encouraged by yours." And that's what I'm trying to do with this channel, to encourage you in your home life, in your dating or married life, in raising children, and in your Christian walk.